So, in the novel The Great Gatsby, one of the many motifs in the story was location. Location plays a big role in The Great Gatsby because it changes characters' attitude depending on where they are. You see, there's a big difference in the character's attitude when they are living in the New York region or the Midwest region. What I mean by the New York region is the city, East and West Egg, and what I mean by the Midwest region is Minnesota. In New York, there's all sorts of chaos going on. And what I mean by chaos is money, wealth, corruption. Examples of this could be Tom and Daisy's attitude. When both Tom and Daisy moved to New York, their attitudes changed completely. Money and wealth were definitely reasons because of this. They acted like they had some type of power over people, which makes them corrupt in the region of New York. But in the Midwest, everything is much more calm and there is barely any corruption. I think that in Minnesota, things were more traditional socially. This is because there isn't as much money and power there is in the Midwest as opposed to New York. Therefore, the characters in the book's attitudes are much more laid back in the Midwest. I think what Fitzgerald is trying to get at is that a person's attitude will change drastically once money and wealth come into play. Now, mostly all of the characters from the book come from west of New York, so it's pretty safe to say that once they moved to the east where the money and wealth was, the characters' personalities and attitudes were never the same. Say I'm in Vermont and I'm skiing at this place. The attitude I'll have in Vermont will be laid back and calming since I'm basically escaping my everyday life. Back in Trumbull, my attitude will most likely be on a tenser level. This connects to The Great Gatsby because Vermont could be like Minnesota where things are calm and people's attitudes are affected positively. Trumbull, on the other hand, could be like New York because there is more things going on which could affect a person's attitude negatively. For instance, Daisy doesn't even go to Gatsby's funeral. Who does that after having such a close relationship? I think that she was just consumed with her wealth and status. Also, having Tom as a husband most likely changed her attitude towards going to his funeral as well. If this were me, I hope that location wouldn't change my attitude depending on where I lived. If I were the one living in New York at the time, I hope that no matter what, I would be kind and generous to my friends and family, did not let money and wealth define me as a person. Fitzgerald uses location in The Great Gatsby to express characters' emotion and attitude throughout the book. He also uses this to show how money and wealth can very well corrupt people.